Welcome to my audience. This is the Thursday Executive Brief. 5 minutes, 1 leadership challenge, 3 executive moves, 1 action for the week. No theory, no fluff, just execution. So let's get to it. Welcome to my audience. Hello to all the leaders out there. Today, we talk about focus as not being a trait, but a discipline. Let's get right into it. Some leaders walk around as if focus is something you either have or you don't. As if it's a personality gift, a natural strength, a lucky trait given to a few disciplined people while the rest of the world simply struggles. And that is nonsense. Focus is not a trait. It's a decision structure. It's a discipline. It is something built, protected, trained, and defended. And if it's not defended, it gets stolen. That is the part many executives miss. They think their problem is workload. It often is not. They think their problem is pressure. And it's often not. The deeper problem is that they have allowed their attention to become public property. Meetings take it, notifications take it, other people's urgencies take it. Noise takes it. And then they wonder why their thinking has become shallow, reactive, and fragmented. The truth is simple. A distracted leader does not only lose their own edge, they export distraction into the whole business. So what's the challenge here? Distraction at the top never stays at the top. When a senior leader cannot hold a line of thought, priorities start shifting too fast, conversations become crowded, meetings get longer, decisions get fuzzier. Teams start reacting to whatever is loudest because leadership is reacting to whatever is loudest. That is how organizational noise gets created. I see this in my coaching engagements with executives with teams over and over again. And the worst part is that many executives still call this responsiveness. They call it agility. They call it being available. But what it often really is fractured attention dressed up as leadership. Real focus is not about becoming unreachable or rigid. It is about being deliberate with your attention because attention is where leadership actually lives. What you repeatedly attend to becomes what the business feels. If you are scattered, the business feels scattered. If you are consumed by interruption, the business starts learning that interruption is more important than depth. That is why focus is not personal productivity fluff, it is executive responsibility. So let me give you 3 moves to step this up. Stop treating every input like it deserves access. Not everything deserves your attention simply because it arrived. That is the first discipline. Many leaders have no filter between incoming noise and internal focus. A message comes in, they react. A meeting invite lands, they accept. A problem surfaces, they jump. And little by little, the day stops belonging to them. Focus begins when access stops being automatic. You need a harder gate. What actually requires your mind? What can wait? What should never have reached you in the first place? Leaders who cannot filter inputs end up living inside other people's priorities. And borrowed priorities are the graveyard of strategic thinking. Move number 2, build protected thinking blocks. If deep thinking only happens when the week is quiet, it will almost never happen. So stop hoping for space and build it. Not leftover time, protected time. Time where there is no meeting, no message checking, no administrative drift, no low-level task switching. Time to think, connect patterns, question assumptions, and work on the issues that do not scream but matter. Because the business does not pay senior leaders for constant availability. It pays you or them for judgment. And judgment gets weak when there is no uninterrupted space for it to form. Move number 3, make focus visible in the culture. Leaders often say focus matters while modeling the exact opposite. They interrupt, overschedule, reward speed over depth, and glorify being slammed. Then they ask why the team cannot think. Your focus has to become cultural signal. Shorter meeting lists, cleaner priorities, fewer active initiatives, better sequencing. Stronger boundaries around what matters now and what does not. When leaders make focus visible, the organization starts breathing differently. People stop confusing noise with importance. That is when concentration becomes a performance advantage. So my weekly challenge for you this week, do 3 things. Decline 1 meeting that should never have been yours. Block 1 90-minute thinking session that cannot be touched. And identify 1 recurring distraction that has had too much access to your mind. Then cut it off. Because focus is not something you find. It is something you protect. Have a fantastic week. I hope to see you next week Thursday or on Monday for our 15-Minute Monday. Take care. And that was it for today. Remember, precision beats intensity every time. execute the move, run the challenge. And I'll see you next Thursday for the next executive brief.